In this lecture, we will discuss one of the important landmark judgment of the Supreme Court, and in particularly that is relating to Mahinder Singh Gill vs. Chief Election Commissioner, a case of 1978, and why it is in news at present due to the special intensive revision of electoral rules in Bihar, and in particularly Association for Democratic Reforms has moved the Supreme Court challenging the Election Commission's direction for a special intensive revision or SIR for electoral rules in Bihar. The non-governmental organization has sought the setting aside of the order and communication, arguing that it violates Articles 14, Article 19, Article 21, Article 325 and 326 of the Constitution, as well as provisions of the Representation of the People's Act 1951 and the Rule 21A of the Registration of Electoral Rules framed in 1960. So, now we would like to discuss the very fact relating to Mahinder Singh Gill vs. Chief Election Commissioner of India, and in particularly the facts relating to repolling at several polling stations, then maintaining the integrity of the election process. So, the landmark case and judgment of 1978 by the Supreme Court of India that addressed the very scope of the power of the Election Commission under Article 324 of the Indian Constitution. This case is particularly significant for its interpretation of the powers of the Election Commission to conduct free and fair elections. So the very facts of the Mahinder Singh Gill vs. Chief Election Commission, as during an election in Punjab, after the voting had concluded and the ballot boxes were sealed, allegations arose about the security of the ballot boxes. The Election Commission, invoking its powers under Article 324, ordered a repoll at several polling stations in the Punjab for maintaining integrity of the electoral process. So the very issues involving this is regarding the very powers and functions of the Election Commission as provided under Article 324 of the Constitution. Then the very relevant question of judicial review of the powers and orders of the Election Commissioner. So the very legal challenge, as Mahinder Singh Gill, a candidate affected by the repolling decision, challenged the order of the Election Commission, questioning its authority to order a repoll under the given circumstance. What are the major judgments and changes brought by Mahinder Singh Gill vs. Chief Election Commissioner case? And that we would like to discuss the very powers as provided under Article 324 of the Constitution. The Supreme Court held that the powers of the Election Commission under Article 324 are plenary in nature, meant to fill any voids in the electoral process and ensure free and fair elections. And as regarding judicial review, While the Election Commission has moved forward, its decisions are subject to judicial review, especially if they infringe on fundamental rights or lack adherence to natural justice. So, the very question relating to the very judgment delivered by the appeals court is relating to the plenary powers of the Election Commission of India, then the role of Election Commission, judicial review, and the very impact and balance of powers. So, empowerment of Election Commission. This case is pivotal for understanding the wide range powers of the Election Commission to intervene in electoral processes to rectify problems and ensure fairness. And besides that, the framework of electoral integrity, the ruling underscored the importance of having robust mechanism to safeguard electoral integrity and the proactive role the Election Commission can play. And the very judgment also highlighted the balance between the autonomy of Election Commission and the oversight by courts to prevent arbitrary use of power. So, M.S.Gill vs. Chief Election Commission's judgment laid down certain principles which have not been reversed and continuing to define the powers and functions of the Election Commission. The case remains a fundamental reference for electoral law and administration in India. So, as explained, the very plenary powers of the Election Commission, the case helped clarify the very scope of the plenary powers of the Election Commission, establishing that it can take all necessary actions to ensure free and fair elections. And further, it also reinforced the very concept of judicial oversight over administrative decisions, ensuring that while the Election Commission can exercise wide powers, such power must be used judiciously and are subject to judicial review.